All right, folks, you want some disturbing news before we go to Jonathan Gilliam? ABC News is reporting a destructive Trojan horse malware program has penetrated the software that runs much of the nation's crucial infrastructure and is poised to create an economic catastrophe, according to the Department of Homeland Security. Just thought I'd fill you in on that little bit of nonsense. Who cares, right? Hope you're not afraid of the dark. Wow. All right, let's take a look at this, folks.
We started with a simple question. How do you rid the world of the filthy Western pig and the vile Jew? Now, just a few years later, our small, hateful perversion of Islam has grown into a multinational brand.
All right, folks, that's what passes for comedy on Saturday Night Live. Joining us now is Jonathan T. Gilliam, former Navy SEAL and FBI agent and President of the United States Continued Service. Always great to see you, sir.
Always
so
good
much
to be
to
here.
talk about. That's disgusting, and that's from the same episode where Chris Rock also mocked the Boston Marathon bombing and the Freedom Tower. Who would want to move into the Freedom Tower? How arrogant, he said, it is to put a building in the same place.
Right. If he would have just went ahead and made fun of the grandma who had her head cut off, he would have, had a trifecta there of bad comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not really comedy to me. What it is it's a symbol of the same arrogance and stupidity that you see in people like Ben Affleck, Rosie O'Donnell. You know, they just do not realize the seriousness of the situation. And people like this love to make big issues about something like Ebola, right? But what they don't realize is that comedy sketch right there represents the biggest virus that we have in this country, which is the potential spread of terrorism here. If it happens and these individuals actually come over and create a ground combat war here in the United States, there's no virus that will spread as fast as that spreads.
Yeah, no, absolutely, God forbid. All right, a lot of things to get to here. First of all, the election results. You know, people are focused on domestic, what it means domestically, the economy, healthcare, blah, blah, blah. But there had to be a good percentage of voters who looked at the world around us and said, this has to stop.
Well, I think what people actually looked at that got these politicians elected, these GOP politicians, is everybody started to realize that whether it's the medical insurance issue or the ISIS issue, it's all leadership. That's the real problem. People finally started to realize that what the cancer is and the way you start to rid these symptoms. All these other problems you have is a symptom of that bad leadership.
It all starts from the top there. Let's talk about leadership. It was revealed today. Yesterday we found out that our government went to Iran to talk about helping with Afghanistan in some way. Now we find out the president wrote a letter again to the Ayatollah of Iran looking to cooperate in some way on fighting the Islamic State or ISIS. Can we trust Iran? Why on earth would our president keep reaching out to these people? Israel is chicken blank, but he's in love with the Ayatollahs of Iran.
Right. Well, he's a socialist, and socialists believe that everybody should come down on the same level and that you should handle what's going on in your part of the world. So there's no surprise there that this guy is doing that, and I hope America realizes that they elected a socialist twice into office, and that's caused a lot of these issues. The other problem is just, I just don't know. I don't know. It's eerie to me why you would reach out to them because if socialism aside in the way the president believes, if you told me that you were going to take me out and beat me up after the show,
right,
and I sent you a letter and said, hey, let's work together on this thing,
There's something wrong there,
right,
especially when you're the United States of America. One other thing, the Navy SEAL has now been named the man who put the bullets in the head of bin Laden. Sure. They're going to prosecute him, the government. They told him he's in all kinds of trouble. You wrote a letter to the admiral of Special Forces, correct?
Sure. Yeah, I did, and the reason I wrote it and put it out publicly is because I want, for a couple of reasons. I don't disagree with anything that the admiral wrote. I disagree with the way he did it and sent that out publicly, and the public needs to realize that this is not a SEAL problem. Just like Obamacare is not a Medicare problem, it's a leadership problem. When you have Vice President, when you have the Secretary of Defense going out and giving classified information, an admiral that's all over social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, and yet he's putting out these letters. What I see is these two bad eggs, Bissonnette and O'Neill, should have been reined in a long time ago. And until you do that, you're going to continue to see problems in these Tier 1 units that are inherently secret. Somebody has to police them if the leaders
So
aren't
what should
doing it.
happen to the SEAL?
Well, if I had it my way, if I was the admiral, I'd pull them. They've both broken the law, both of them. They haven't been out of the Navy that long. I'd bring them back in the Navy. I would knock them down in rank, do a trial there, and then if they go to jail, they go to the jail there, and then kick them out with a dishonorable discharge.
All right, very interesting take. Jonathan Gilliam, always great to talk to you, sir.
Good to be here.
Appreciate it. All right, folks, when we come back, New York Times best-selling author William Doyle will be here. It's all next, right here on Newsmax Television.